Tell you what, we've been sat here having a bite to eat and a drink probably for the past 20 minutes or more, and there hasn't been a single bike or car.
No.
Been nothing.
You've probably all seen the road cross sign.
Hey up! Hey! Welcome or welcome back. It's a glorious day out here in the Yorkshire Dales, and we're just about to do the fantastic, scenic, awesome ride from Middleham to Kettlewell via Camgill Road. It's an absolute cracker. You've got to come up here and do this ride. So I'm out here on the CF Moto 800 MT. It's had its first service. And now I have, for the first time, put the bike into that there sport mode. And it's a right flying machine. For a big heavy bike, it's an absolute flying machine. The trick with these here KTM engines is to keep the revs a bit higher. They are mapped in such a way that the bulk of the power and torque is probably above 4,000 RPM. But once you get there, my words, wave after wave after wave of power. Aye, so loving it to bits. Thank you to Appleyards for the service. And yeah, after what seems like an age of cold, wet weather, during the hottest spring on record. Hey, don't get me started. But after seeing what seems like, what has been in fact, a sustained period of unseasonably cool weather and pretty much back-to-back rain, we have ourselves a beautiful warm day today, and our belly aching not long back, wasn't I? Saying I'm sick of this, I've had to put my liners back in and what have you. Well, I put the liner back in this here jacket, and now I'm too sodding warm. Oh, can't win. Anyway, I've got me got the old vents open. Aye. So let's have a fantastic little ride right over the top of the world and down into Kettlewell. Kettlewell in the Wharf Valley. And we've just had a stop. I'm saying we, Andy's behind me. We've just had a stop and a pot of steam and a chat in Massam, and we got to Massam via Pateley Bridge and Kirby Malzard. So from the Nid Valley right across and down into the Wharf Valley. Kettlewell. Hey, look at these Austin 7s. Hey, they're beautiful. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. And this is solace for your soul coming out here. I like that meme that's going around on Facebook and one or two other things at the moment, that you don't fix your bike fixes you. And ain't that the truth? Look at that. stunning. Yeah, it just makes your heart swell being out here. And I never grow tired of drinking from its well. This beautiful land, God's own county. And it's just the gift that keeps on giving, time and time and time again. And of course this is nature, isn't it? Out here there's no mutual disrespect, there's no hatred, no aggression, there's none of the horrible things that occasionally populate our day-to-day existence in the 21st century. And I think we've lost our way. I mean, people seem to be at each other's throats in a way that never ever seemed to be the case back when I were a young man, certainly in the sort of 1980s, and growing up as a kid in the 70s. How much of that is down to keyboard warriors saying things from behind the safety of a smartphone keypad that they wouldn't dare say to your face? I'm not sure, but I'm willing to bet it's a significant factor. And it's, my old man would have called it bloody cowardice, and that's what it is, cowardice. People find it so easy to absolutely berate you in excoriating terms from a position of anonymity, probably sat in front of the telly in their underpants with a bottle of White Lightning cider, banging away and purging their frustrations. It's sad, but it gets me to thinking out here in this here beautiful place, which seems so far removed from all of that. It sort of gets me to thinking that right across the world, the people who find themselves in the most appalling of circumstances, you know, people in war zones, innocent people in war zones that are just going through the most unimaginable suffering. And it's heartbreaking. Just human beings, you know, fellow human beings. And here in our cosseted, insular Western world, we take everything that we have for granted far too often. And at times it can make us criminally complacent. And yeah, I sort of get to thinking that all the bad things that happen in the world to people in situations like that are not of their own making. Not of their own making. They are imposed upon them or are consequential upon the actions of states and governments, the ruling elite, the rich and powerful, whatever you want to call them. And we're all victims of that reality in one way or another. But some poor sods across this here planet that we all share I've had it right proper worked up them by governments and powerful organisations and what have you. Now, here we are, the cows. I haven't seen these for a while here. Got to be very careful with got to be very careful with cows with young uns. Because they're very protective, understandably, but what beautiful, beautiful creatures. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, babies. You're fine. Yeah. There's another example. You see, they're not falling out with each other. They don't bear animosity towards each other, do they? We could do with learning a lot from the animal kingdom. Yeah. What a beautiful place. An oasis of beauty and calm in a troubled world. But yeah, it's all getting too much for you. Get yourself up here. Look at this. Yeah, we all have things in life that get to us from time to time, don't we? The one that I was referring to earlier. Well, let me sort of set the scene. Here's my view. It don't matter. You know, your friends, your mates, your pals, your buddies. It don't matter if your take on life is the polar opposite of theirs. It don't matter that you might disagree fundamentally on many aspects of life and living, about how things should be. It don't matter. If your mates, your mates. Right, it's like my pal Andy behind. It wouldn't matter if his take on life, his politics, were absolutely diametrically opposed to mine. It wouldn't matter one jot. And I think what we should appreciate and understand is that you know, friends are perhaps one of the most valuable commodities that there are in life. You know, you can't put a price on friendship. It represents the best of the human condition. Look at them all, beautiful. And if we're all a bit more friendly with each other, there wouldn't be so much grief in the world, would there?
It'd be a good day's walking. That.
Reminded by that poem by John Keats, How Does It Go to Solitude. If you're not into your poetry, it won't mean a great deal to you. It's something like, O solitude, if I must with thee dwell, let it not be amongst... O solitude, if I must with thee dwell, let it not be among the jumbled heap of murky buildings. Climb with me the steep nature's observatory, whence the dell, its flowery slopes, its river's crystal swell, may seem a span. Let me thy vigils keep mongst boughs pavilioned, where the deer's swift leap startles the wild bee from the foxglove bell. But though I'll gladly trace these scenes with thee, yet the sweet converse of an innocent mind, whose words are images of thoughts refined, is my soul's pleasure, and it sure must be almost the highest bliss of humankind, when to thy haunts two kindred spirits flee. I tell you what, we've been sat here having a bite to eat and a drink probably for the past 20 minutes or more, and there hasn't been a single bike or car.
No.
Been nothing.
You've probably all seen the road cross sign. And
I mean, I imagine it'll be different on a weekend.
it's a popular road.
What a place to have your lunch, eh?
Couldn't do better, could you?
What a place.
We'll have a look when we get to that ridge, that drop. You can't see where that road is.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it, but... I'm tired of the gloom in a four-walled room. Heart weary, I sigh for the open sky and the solitude of the greening wood, where the bluebirds call and the sunbeams fall and the daisies lure the sound to be pure. I'm tired of the life in the ways of strife. Heart weary, I long for the river's song and the murmur of rills in the breezy hills, where the pipes of Pan, the hairy half-man, the bright silence breaks by the sleeping lakes.